What's up guys, it's Nicole aka NikkiVegan, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to make vegan sushi. This is delicious and all three of these rolls I'm going to show you are super flavorful and easy to make, so let's get started. So part of what makes sushi is the rice. It's a very specific rice that can seem overwhelming and complicated, but it's actually really easy to make. I just use about 1 cup of sushi rice, and I just follow the package instructions on how much water to use, and then you just cook it for about 15 minutes until it is soft and all the water is absorbed, and then you want to make sure that you let it cool. While the rice is cooking, I'm going to mix together 1/4 cup of rice vinegar. This is just white vinegar with 1 tablespoon of sugar and 1 teaspoon of salt. And you're just going to stir this really well until it's all dissolved. And this is what's going to be poured into the rice, and it's what kind of helps it stick together. And it also gives it that classic sushi taste. While my rice cooks, I like to use that time to prep my veggies so everything can come together really quickly after that. And so I'm going to start by making a sweet potato that's going to be the filling of one of the rolls, and this is so flavorful and really hearty. It makes the sushi really filling. So to do this, I'm just going to mix 1 tablespoon of low sodium soy sauce with 1 teaspoon of white rice vinegar, 1 teaspoon of agave, and about 3 drops of sesame oil. And this is going to be kind of like a marinade that I'm going to season my potatoes with. Now you can just cut up 1 large sweet potato and boil it if you want, or you could use leftover sweet potatoes, which is what I did. So if you're making dinner one night, go ahead and make extra potatoes and have them on hand. It's great to just throw in salads, but it's also great for things like this because it comes together super quick. So you're just going to mix that until it's well combined and set it aside. And another veggie that I love using in sushi now, based on a tip that my friend Trish gave me, is to use roasted red peppers on top, or you could do it inside. And what's cool is this actually really looks like tuna, especially if you're trying to get cute pictures for Instagram. This looks really cool. And also if you're serving sushi for people who are used to sushi looking a certain way, it's kind of cool to have it look really similar, but it's all vegan. So love just kind of chopping those up into little pieces and setting them aside, and also slicing my avocado. Now I like to do a couple big pieces for the center and also slice some thin slices to have on top just because it looks pretty. Another part that people get really stressed out about with sushi is the rolling, and that really just comes with practice, and it's a lot easier than it might seem. So all you're going to do is take a nori sheet. You can get these at the grocery store usually, and then I'm going to take my cooled rice and just kind of do a thin layer. Now one reason that your sushi rolls might be falling apart is because you might be adding too much rice. You do want to do a pretty thin layer and make it really even, and also kind of avoid the outside. Almost like you're making a pizza, you want to leave like a little bit of a crust on the outside. And for this roll, I'm going to add cucumbers, some avocado, and some blanched green beans, which just means I steam them for about a minute so they're still crunchy. Then you're gonna fold over the nori and kind of just like, you're really just rolling it up. And I kind of just do like a half roll like this. And then I use the saran wrap to kind of help me push over the next piece. And I just roll, and then tuck back a little bit so that it's really nice and tight. That's an important part too. I definitely don't think I make my sushi rolls tight enough. A professional would make them a lot tighter, but the way to make them tighter is to roll a little bit and then press it together and push it back and roll it a little bit more until you've rolled the whole sushi roll. And again, this just takes practice, but it is pretty easy. You also want to make sure that you tuck in the sides because that helps keep all the filling in. Then I'm just going to use my knife to pick up my avocado slices since they are kind of delicate, and then place it right on top. And then I'm going to take another piece of saran wrap and put that on top of that so I can kind of press it down onto the roll, and that's going to create a nice pretty topping that looks very professional. And if it's not perfect, you can do what I do, which is garnish it. That's always my trick. If it doesn't look perfect, just garnish it. Here I'm sprinkling on some sesame seeds, and it makes it look really, really pretty. Now, a trick for slicing this is to use a very sharp serrated knife. If you don't have a good knife, your sushi rolls are going to fall apart and all the filling is going to come out the side. So use a sharp knife and you will have beautiful sushi rolls. So this is my first one. This is kind of like an all green roll. I love that little bit of crunch that you get from the green bean and also the creaminess from the avocado. It's so good. But this one is one of my favorites. This is where we're going to use those sweet potatoes and the peppers that we prepped. So for this, I'm just going to do the same thing with the nori and the rice, and then I'm just going to line up a row of sweet potatoes and then do a little bit of avocado. And you can really get creative with different toppings and add whatever you like. I just find that texturally this combo is really, really great. So again, I kind of do like a half roll where I roll about a third of it over and then I press it all in. Make sure you tuck in the sides, and then I use that saran wrap to just kind of keep rolling it as I go, pressing it together and kind of flattening it on top, tucking in the edges. It's pretty simple. You're literally just rolling something up. Imagine you're rolling a towel, like a washcloth or something, but you're just kind of pressing it down as you go. It's kind of like that. So once you have it nice and tight, then I'm going to put the roasted red peppers on top and another sheet of saran wrap so I can push it down really nicely. And this just looks so cool. It just actually ends up looking like tuna, which is crazy, but it's not. It's roasted red pepper, and aside from just aesthetically looking cool, the flavor is so amazing. Like, it adds such a good flavor when combined with the marinated sweet potatoes. This is definitely a good one to try if you're kind of bored with typical veggie sushi. And my last roll is going to be a super easy roll. It's not even a roll. It's basically just little rice balls with your toppings. This is perfect for those of you who can't be bothered to wrap up a roll, or if you have a hard time finding nori sheets at your grocery store, you can still make sushi at home just by squeezing the rice together until it forms a nice little ball, and then topping it with your roasted red peppers, or you could do avocado or the thinly sliced sweet potatoes like I did. You could even do a combination to make them look really cute and to make them taste even better and kind of be a little bit different than the rest. I like to kind of marinate the top of them, or just brush a flavor. I don't know if it's marinating, but I brush wasabi mixed with some soy sauce and make it into a paste, and then I brush it on top, and it just adds a little bit more flavor and it just looks really pretty too. It kind of deepens the color, and I just love wasabi and soy sauce, and this way you don't have to bother mixing it later or dipping it in. You can just pop them right in your mouth. And I actually love to have these as a snack on hand in my fridge so I can just pop a couple whenever I get hungry. Meal prep tip. I know that it might be a little intimidating to think about making sushi at home. It might seem complicated or time consuming. And listen, your rolls might not turn out great. I've been practicing a little bit, and still some of my rolls ended up looking like this, and at least 2 of them fell apart because I just rolled them not tight enough. But it doesn't really matter. That's not the point. The point is the food still tastes good. It still was enjoyable. It was a fun process. It was something I haven't really done before at home. And I think that's the whole key in terms of cooking, getting into cooking more, and also getting into living a healthier lifestyle. It's about experimenting and having fun and trying new things, trying new flavors, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be Instagram worthy. It just needs to be something that is fun, and once it is that for you, you're gonna be a lot more adventurous. You're gonna try a lot more new things, and you're gonna end up finding foods you love. And I think that's kind of the key when people think that they can't eat healthy, or that things are too time consuming or too difficult, or that they just don't like vegetables. I think it's all about experimenting and having fun with it. So I hope this inspired you a little bit, and I hope you guys have a great day. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye.